Repeat mic check. 1, 2, 3. Repeat mic check. 1, 2, 3. Well, it looks a little slow. Hello, friends. This is Brain from GameBrain.media. I've been streaming Far Cry, the original from 2004 lately. Um, Great game. I also tried streaming Hitman 2, but my PC just won't stream that game. I get like this gray fog, and the game just hangs, doesn't display. I did get 3 streams done before they did a software update, and then I had to update my video game drivers, my video card drivers, multiple reboots, all that stuff. So I figured, what the hell? I'm just gonna go fishing. I've been playing Hitman 2 offline, and I have to tell you, it is a fantastic game. Um, Hitman, Hitman 2, a normal number 2, and Hitman 3, which is Roman numeral 3, I. So those three, the most recent games from 2018, or wait, 2016, 2018, and 2021, is when those three were released, are absolutely worth playing. Highly recommend it. They're part of something called the World Assassination Trilogy, and it really is, the total telling of Agent 47, aka Hitman, and his handler. So really good game. Well, really good series of games, and like I've always mentioned, and these links are all on my website. So if you go to GameBrain.media, you can find these under Tools. I believe I have a link in the top menu called Tools, but it takes you to or there should be a multitude of items there. CDkeys.com, which I mention frequently, is a place to buy games cheap. Then you just get a CD key, a big long number or numerical alphanumeric code. You put that into Steam. There's tons of videos and tutorials, and it's super simple to buy a CD key at CD Keys and put it into Steam. Um, the other website I like is isthereanydeal.com because it's an aggregator. Right? It goes out and searches multitude of websites that sell games, and you can buy games through Is There Any Deal? Well, basically, you're going to get a link to go to the website like Humble Bundle or Green Man Gaming or Good Old Games or um, Steam. I don't know if Epic and Origin are there or Ubi, but those are more game stores. I'm not connected to any of these stores. Um, I just want people to be able to find the good games. All right, so it looks like my boat is drifting. I always forget that every time I come back out here, its anchor's up. So toss that anchor down, take a peek at the weather, and cross-reference this. I have a full cloudy day. So a full cloudy day is like 8 to 10 a.m. And this is from the Uber sheet. I did finally break down and just go consult it instead of trying to wing it. Eh, you know, it has and hasn't proven um, worthy because I've caught fish during the times they state, and I've caught uniques during other times. So anyway, 7 to 10 p.m. is my next opportunity on a cloudy day, and then 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. So that's a pretty small window after dark. 7 to 9 is a pretty good window. So I guess I could jump to 4 p.m. and fish the peak because I'm on the downside now. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's see if I go to 3 p.m. is on the upswing. Honestly, fishing gets really good on the upswing, but that's probably going to be trout and salmon and maybe some regular walleye. So I'm just going to jump to 4 p.m. And let's see, it'll take an hour for us to get from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. because it's 15 minutes of real time for 1 hour of game time. So in 1 hour, it'll be 8 p.m. Well, I mean, we're looking for 7 p.m. So 45 minutes, we're going to be hitting that uni time sweet spot. And we'll continue fishing through that. All right. So I don't know what I was doing with the mouse just now. Absent-mindedly retrieving. Trying to get a good stop and go happening. And we'll have a good stop and go happening. 3 dots. Something has got to hit this. You can't hit this. Doo, 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 doo. Oh, I lost a dot. It's getting close to the boat. It started drawing it up too much instead of forward. Nothing on the depth finder. Did happen to see a video on YouTube, a real life fishing video, where they had some specific brand of fish finder, and apparently it's not just like direct bounce down and up kind of sonar. It was able to read a forward spread, and they gave actually the numbers. I can't remember what they were, um, but it was better than 10 or 15 feet, and I don't think it was 10 or 15 yards, but for some reason, um, maybe the guy said, well, you can clearly see anything 10 to 15 feet in front of the boat and around the boat, and kind of this half circle. Um, but I can't remember what video it was, who was fishing, because I watch a lot of different fishing shows. It's probably someone like Darcizzle Offshore. Oh, maybe it was Deer Meat for Dinner or Blue Gabe or Kelly Young. Any of those folks I watch on the regular. But, from there, I go off go down the yellow brick road or go down the rabbit hole on the sidebar of, since you watched this show or this video, you might like this other video. And sometimes I'll click them in. Clearly, that's how you discover new content, right? All right, man, I'm 108 feet out. That's where I got my unis. 18.5, 18.4, 17.5. My 18.7 spot is way over there by the inlet. And honestly, oh man, that really felt like a hit, but I guess I was asleep on the draw. Oh, he came back. Got a nice bent rod. Nothing jumping and splashing. Ain't no brook trout. All right, just a 4.3, but wow, surprised he bent this rod. Okay, so let's have a look at my rods real quick. On the bait side, I have a light rod. My lightest rod is up to 21 pounds, but all the way down to an 18.7 leader with 20-pound line. I'm running a half ounce jig head and a 4/0, and that's just because all I got with me is a 4/0, or I want a 4/0, but I'd really like to have maybe a 3/4 ounce, but I don't have one with me, and they don't have them at the store. You know what? Did I ever look? Lures, jig heads. Hook size 4/0 to 6/0. No, you just got this big fatty, and I have this big fatty with me, which is a 6/0. And this rod won't cast a 157. Let's see, this rod will do, oh, yeah, 1 3/4 ounce. So 5/7 of an ounce is higher than 3/4, I think, marginally, because I did try to equip that, and it told me that, whoop, you can break your rod. All right, and this rod's 26 pounds. Line is 25. The leader is 20, and it is also a Carolina rig. So I believe that puts my bobber below my hook. And I wonder if I have another Carolina rig with me. I do. All right, and I guess this one I was just casting the spoon on. I'm thinking of going deeper on this Carolina rig. What if I toss the Carolina rig here? Oh, it won't do it on the spinning rod or on that. Why is that not eligible? Oh, it's not eligible here either. It's only eligible on this rod. Why? That's odd. Well, this is a Carolina rig at 3 foot. Oh, that's all I've got with me are 3 foot. What is special about this rod or this reel? I don't think there's anything special about these. So why is the Carolina rig dimmed out? Is it because this other shit's equipped? Like if I unequip the spoon? Ah. So I could run another one, but it's going to be the same damn depth. But this is my heavier rod. Wow. 46-pound rod. I'm not messing around with this rod. I want to just grab that 20-pounder and yank him in. So, well, let's go to the shop. I don't think we can buy these things here. Where, oh, where do you find those rigs? Where, oh, where can they be? 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot. Well, that's all that's here. All right, so let's have a look at the Texas rigs. 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot. And let's look at a three-way rig. One of the most well-known and simplest rigs, the three-way rig features a three-way swivel that has a separate attachment point for the main line, the sinker, and the plumber. Easy to set up, three-way rig provides smooth rotating and eliminates line twist, particularly efficient for going after predators like catfish, trout, pike, or bass. Interesting. However, they are all 3 feet. Well, then I'm not going to get anywhere. Alright, so this is jig head. A half ounce I can cast that far, so that's good. It's my lightest rod, so that'll be a good fight. But I should probably toss the Carolina rig since that's what I got the my unis on most recently. Bam, fish on. I'm expecting from that spot probably some trout, or this probably is a walleye because it's not going insane like a trout does. Man, the trout fight like phenomenal. Brookies and browns are here, I believe. And yeah, little walleye. Let's see what's going on here. Private chat. Oh, that's the general room. Here's my room. Okay. So, let's grab rod 6 with the Carolina rig in it. Maybe chuck that spoon. Oh, cast a little short. Yeah, maybe that looked like right on the money. Alright, so I was cranked up to 2 speed on the reel. And I can see why. Don't know what speed I was using when I caught the unis. But it's on video. I guess I could go back and look. That video's at YouTube. I could really use some watch time on YouTube rather than watching replays here on Twitch. Oh, I broke 100 followers here on Twitch. I'm at 101 right now. Um, Pushing for 30 followers or subscribers. On Twitch, a subscriber is somebody who pays you money each month, like a magazine subscription. Um, but they're your followers are just followers, people who get notifications when you're online and stuff. On YouTube, a subscriber is basically a follower. I believe that YouTube has introduced some kind of I don't know, pay your favorite streamer or pay your favorite content creator on a regular basis system, but I don't know what they call it. But I only have 29 subscribers on YouTube, and I need 1,000 to qualify for their ad penny system. They call it AdSense, but CSENSE, AdSense, but it's really CNTS. It's pennies, man. But you need 4,000 hours of video watched on your channel. So even if you get a bunch of clicks and you have clickbait headline, if somebody stays less than a minute, you're not going to get your watch hours because you need somebody to watch your full video. That's why a lot of people make 10-minute videos because a lot of people they'll sit through it. It may not be exactly what they were hoping to hear. And, a stream, I mean, one of my streams here was 3.5 hours long. I can't believe I got a bunch of clicks over at YouTube. But in the analytics, um, it looks like they probably scanned through looking for the sweet spot where I caught the fish. And most of that was total watch time of like 10 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes in some cases on a 3.5 hour video. And I get it. That's why I talk during the downtimes, like right now. You know, I'm not catching a fish. So what's interesting about this? Hopefully me. And I'm not saying I'm anybody special or something interesting, but I try to inform people. Like I showed you my rods that I'm using for this, and what I've been successful getting my unis with. And I guess could show you my markers too, so that there's something to look at, even though we're not yanking fish out left and right. So we have scored a couple of wallies. Yeah, that's something I wanted to do. I got 115 pounds of fish in my net right now. So I want to take a look at my net. This is a reset, so I only fished, I guess, peak morning. Last time I fished, didn't catch. I know. Um, so probably all the same on that in that aspect. So my fish, wow, I got $13,000. So I've easily paid for my daily $2,000 license, or yeah, license re-up. What do they call that? Reissue, re-subscribe, or I don't know. So for this trip thus far, in my morning on a cloudy early morning and cloudy morning, I got a 10 pounder, a 9.6. Oh, these might have been, no, those, I guess this would have been maybe one day because it says morning, then it goes early morning. So maybe, I don't know why that would be switching. Oh, because it's sorted by weight, not by chronology. So it's not time of day. So yeah, I got these guys in the early morning on my way up towards the peak. Oh, and notice those early morning ones were on glowworms. And then I got this guy and this guy on purple. I caught some brown trout, trying the minnows. So hey, I'll take trophy walleye all day, but I wanted to look at the leaderboard for this particular fish. Okay, let's go down to the wallies. Here we go. 20.6, 20.4, 19. Ooh, a lot fewer 20 pounders here. There used to be, well, it was about the top four, or at least the top four, maybe the top five were 20 pounders. So there are fewer and fewer 20s being taken out of this lake, which means, these digital cartoon fish just can't reproduce as quickly as people are catching them. We're cleaning out the fishing hole, man. I'm joking, of course. Let's go ahead and look at isolate to this location, and it's going to be the same. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Can I turn that just okay? Now location all. Yeah. So there we go. Right now, my biggest walleye is here, 18.5, 20. That was early morning cloudy with a glowworm, probably. Oh, wait, no, that might have been early evening, partly cloudy with the glowworm. But all we can do is keep fishing, right? And that was my sweet spot for getting the last three unis. Oh, I didn't pull out my map and show markers. But my boat was in a little different position, and I believe that has a great deal to do with it. Your angle of attack. It's not just casting at that spot. If you're way over to the left and you drag it to the left, hey, my fish might not be there. So if you're way over to the right, same story. So you need to be where you were when you caught it. So what's really lacking on the marker situation is more data. Um, a marker would be fantastic if they, when you highlight it, it maybe showed a ghost image of where your boat was or where the fisherman was when that fish was caught. Wow, I can see the fish. It looks like a trout because he's going crazy. Oh, a smallie. So yeah, I think actually I was sat back a little bit and I was kind of like eyeballing these three markers in a row. So I'm going to go ahead and refinagle. Get out of here. Refinagle my location. Oh. And there are definitely walleye on the other side of this raft. I believe that's a walleye marker right there at the tip of my rod. But once I get back in position, oops, I will show you. Okay, that's not good. I never ran through this catfish area with the depth finder. It's interesting that there's a terrain deformation down there. It's not just flat. Also interesting, there are no fish there. When I know there are freaking catfish galore down here. Or maybe they're asleep down in their hidey holes and they come out to feed at a certain time of day. Like, let's run over these rings. See if that lights up anything on the sonar. Nothing. So okay, there's a fish. There's fish here, and they're fairly high on the surface. Interesting. All right, so gonna head back towards trying to get in a position where I'm get these three markers in alignment, as if I was sitting right here in this spot, and that's it. About right here in this spot, I believe is where I was. Okay, maybe a little over this way. Can align myself on the anchor with the trolling motor. Maybe not. Okay, so I think I was able to cast over here, Yeah, I might have to scooch up a little bit to make that distance. But now I can kind of like drag through all three markers. And there are snags over there when I'm in this position. All right, so I've got the offset hook and the Carolina rig. So that's fairly heavy um, bullet slider hook or bullet weight. But from here, casting over to the other spot where all my uni markers are, um, might give me the proper angle of attack. And like I said, I might need to scooch up. I think it was closer to the buoy. Let's see, on a cloudy day, maybe tossing the glowworm would not be a bad idea. Okay, as soon as I pull this, oh, something bumped me. Oh, I was gonna say, as soon as I pull this out, I'm gonna go ahead and refinagle the boat off. So he was kind of following me up to the boat. I wanted to look behind me and see if those there it is. Those rings are still in the water because the fish finder did show fish, and they were actually fairly shallow. So let's not wait for it to sink. Try to keep it high in the water because it looked like the fish were at about 1/4 deep over there. Oh wow! Accidentally had my retrieve speed cranked all the way to the max. So I'm already at the boat. Okay, now let's try that again. Right through this area. There are definitely fish. There are definitely little rings in the water of them surfacing or farting. Hmm. Again, when I cast, the real speed was maxed. Maybe that was just a finger slip. Well, now this is interesting. It's not fighting like a walleye though, so maybe they're small eyes or smallmouths. I keep calling smallies small eyes. Oh, it is a walleye. That's bizarre. He was doing a lot of zigzagging. Well, we'll give him another shot back here. I really don't think they're going to be trophies or unis, but nope, something hit it. Keeping an eye out on those rings out there, which marker it's near. So this should be a good spot. Get that splash a little past them. Let it sink a little bit. Trying to stay up in that top quarter of the water. I'm only getting top half of the water. Maybe bait would be good over there. It's only 5'10". Let's go ahead and chuck a bait rod. Oh, I got a bottom rod, but let's try this. And it's set at full depth, so it's going to go pretty deep. Clearly, the water over there is 10 feet deep. Because that's how deep my leader is, or my hook. Down at the bottom on a conventional rig. Bam, fish on. Yeah, wasn't expecting anything special over there, but okay, so let's see. What is it? P and 0? Yeah, so I'm 117 inches. 120 inches is 10 feet. So 117 inches is pretty deep. Let's go ahead and bring that up to 60 inches. Yeah, let's go 59, so we're just above 60. I didn't notice how deep the depth finder on the sonar fish finder um, reported when we were trolling through that area. So there's a lot of markers out there, man. Whoa, fish on. A lot of markers out there. Different size catfish, like 80s, 90s. Well, 70s and 80s. There might be some 90s. Take a quick peek. And for that area, you hit them off the raft. Let's see, 77 cat, 47 cat, full depth night peak time. What was it? 85-pound cat, 81-pound cat, 90-pound cat, 76, 38-pound sturgeon, 75-pound cat, 91-pound cat, and can't get to the other. There it is. Oops, nope, that one. 27. What? Delete that marker. This one. 75. 38-pound sturgeon. Full depth night 85. So, yeah, got a lot of fish out there. Or I've caught a lot of fish out there. A lot of times I'm lazy and just, fishing's hot. Or you got, 4 rods on a rod stand. So, your fishing's hot. It's like, oh, that was good fish. I want to remember that exact spot, set a marker, and grab the next rod. So I haven't relabeled everything. And in some cases, people throw you a marker whether you like it or not. And it's like, hey, man, look, I caught an 80 pounder over here. Nice. But usually it just says mark when they share a marker with you. All right, so I'm probably going to get another smallmouth out here. Maybe I'll try some bait fishing off the front of the boat. I could toss my bottom rod out there. I mean, it's not catfish time, but I think I have a 4/0 and small minnows on my bottom rod also. Oh, if I toss the bottom rod, then we can use that to determine the depth. Come on, fishy. There was some good frequency of, the rings showing animal fishing behavior out here. Let's see, what if I roll back and just just start release some line. See if the current takes it out. Yeah, maybe I just drifted out of the. Yeah, there's a ring right near my bobber. Yeah, I'm gonna chuck the bottom rod out there just to check the depth. I'm really hoping something comes on this rod before I reel in. They seem to be asking for it right over here at the tip of my rod by that marker. Oh, there's more action there. Okay, let's toss a bottom rod over there and just see who's making all the trouble. And it's rod 4 on my keyboard. Yeah, I got a 4 and a shiner. Well, that makes sense. Okay, let's see what's right there. Kerplunk. And it's sinking, letting out some line. Boink. It hit bottom without giving me a report. Maybe because I back reeled to let out slack, so screw it. I'm going to recast. I really want to know the depth. I'm guessing 12 feet. Now that sank really quick. 19 feet. Wow. So if you weren't paying attention, it happens right up there below, in the right-hand corner below the fish. When you toss a bottom rod and you don't back reel or reel in, as it sinks, when it hits bottom, it will tell you how deep it just landed at. Man, having a shiner on there makes me want to go pike and muskie fishing. Then again, large minnows too. Been a long time since I fished back there. Oh man, saw a real life video of a guy catching 2-pound crappies. Freaking one after another. It was really pretty cool. I don't know exactly where he was because I'm never going to travel there. Um, or it's very unlikely that I would ever travel there. But it gave him a thumbs up, so it's in my like history of my YouTube account that I use to follow fishing stuff. Did get my fishing license renewed last week. Let's see, it expired May 31st. So I'm sorry, wait, March 31st. So yeah, you have to renew, I guess, April 1st. And when the last time I went in April, like the first week of April, I was going to get it renewed. Their printer didn't work, so I went to a different shop and they were able to print my license. Got that in my wallet. Bought some Stren fluorocarbon. I'm going to re-spool this rod. What I was doing was a budget fishing experiment, right? Fishing license was 15 bucks. I bought the Zebco combo. So I think the rod is called a Zebco 202. It's a Zebco, it's a closed face like the old Zebco 33. It's called the Zebco Slingshot. However, Zebco has 3 different types of reels, I think, that they call their Slingshot. And they're all like the $10 or $15 varieties. When I went and picked this one up, they didn't have the red spinning reel Slingshot, which is, open face spinning reel. They only had this blue closed face rod reel combo. They did have a Zebco 33, but what I really want to do is just get a rod holder, pick up that Slingshot, and then throw one rig out there, put it in a rod stand, and then cast with the other. So I want to be fishing bait and lures just like in the game here. Man, I haven't fished since high school. Well, I did. I went to Alaska, salmon fished, but that's cheating. When the salmon are spawning, it's not too hard to catch them. And I mean, when you catch 35 or 40 pound king salmon, it kind of ruins catching anything else anywhere. um, but I'll tell you what, the sockeye, yuck. Pinks and sockeyes are they the same? They get that ugly hook jaw. Um, the silvers were my favorite. They stayed pretty intact and fresh and firm. Some of the other fish were kind of mushy, but they almost all taste the same. I think salmon has a fantastic, unique flavor. And the kings, oh my God. Hey, they were running up the river, but it was at the mouth of the river practically. So they were pretty much fresh out of the ocean and not as deteriorated as some of the other fish that I caught in other places in the state. Um, God, it was just reds. Okay, yeah, there's reds, pinks, which I think are also sockeyes, and can't remember the name of the other one. Or maybe people use reds and pinks interchangeably. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But yeah, I fished the Kankakee River as a kid. We went to Rend Lake and Shelbyville Lake. We went to Lake Holcomb up in Wisconsin because we had relatives up there. And let's see, I want to reorient myself a little bit. Anchors up. Get back out here on the front. Right about here. Just a little closer. Yeah, perfect. Drop anchor, Captain. Aye, aye, sir. All right, now let's. Hey, look. We are at the spot where I'm getting a little bit of activity below me, directly below. So this probably is the proper orientation for where I got these guys and these guys. So let's have a look at those markers. We'll start over here where the buoy is essentially. You can't see my. Okay, these two are the ones on the other side of the buoy. There's almost always going to be trophy walleyes out there and a bunch of salmon. Straight out from me is a 20-pound walleye marker I got from my buddy Sir Killalata. Super nice guy. Helped me immensely back in 2018 when I first started playing this game. Can't believe it's been that long. This I think I picked up. No, this one was also given to me, but I don't know who gave it to me. No, I got that one. Yeah, that's 18.4. I got it on the medium spoon. Okay, yeah, that one was mine. And then this trout was also mine on the narrow spoon. Um, so these are the three that I'm looking at that are straight in a line right there. And if you notice, it's right at the bottom of that footpath. See the tip of my rod? There's that path into the woods. You can walk to that beach right there and cast straight out here. Now, that's a hell of a long cast, but the other landmarks from the water on the boat are your buoy, the big rock, and the split rock. So between the big rock and the split rock is where I was getting these guys. So we just looked at the three that are in a row here, right? And now these, I probably should delete a couple of these. Nah, maybe not. That's a 17.8. That one was not mine. Somebody gave me that marker. Because I have a 17.7 and a 17.4. This was mine. Okay, so let me zoom in a little more. Oh, man, I can't. Okay, so Troy, 18.5, unique walleye. That's mine. This one, 17.5 Wally, that's mine. This one, 18.4 Wally, that's mine. And I think these two, the 17.8, that's not mine, and then the one directly below it. If we can get that guy to light up. All right. Here we go. There you go. 11-pound walleye with a 3-inch worm. Okay, that's not mine. Oh, it thinks. Okay. Just mark as successfully renamed. I'm going to delete that one. Because I've scored my own in this area. But I want to keep the width and I want to keep the specifics out here. So 18.4, 18.5, and 17.5. But Sir Killalata got his 20-pounder over here and an 18-pounder over here. It's probably. No, I mean. 18.4. That was mine. I thought that was mine. There's 18. Oh, no, this is my 18.4. And it was also a purple worm. Okay, so, shit, I don't know. Maybe I got two of these. Anyway, let's see. Bottom rod with a shiner. What to do, what to do. Is there any chance in hell there's going to be something hit it out there? We're going to give it a guess. Or we're going to give it a shot. Let's let that sink. I'm guessing 28 feet. 27.8. Now, I never have calculated that before, so that was just a lucky guess. But that's pretty much the spot of that 18.5. Caught on a purple worm. Oh, no, wait. Caught on a glowworm. And in this case, I'm chucking a shiner out there fishing on the bottom. Now, I'm fairly certain that 18.5, that marker is where my lure entered the water. That's the mark I cast at from this point that I'm guesstimating I was parked at last time. I generally, like I said, try to line up the three markers in a row that lead to fish. Oh, fish on. The three markers that lead in a row that lead up to that footpath, and then I also kind of like know that the boat is about 10 or 15 feet behind the buoy. This is gonna be a trout, I think. A nice trophy trout. Okay, well, let's see. It's almost 7 o'clock. Which is, according to the Uber sheet, on a cloudy day, the prime uni time between 7 and 10 p.m. So 23.8 feet, and that marker just to the left of my marker that is just to the left of the split rock. Anyway, the footpath, get those three markers in alignment. My boat is essentially centered on the round rock, and I'm a certain distance behind the buoy. This is my favorite spot. For walleye. Bam, fish on again. Love these shiners. Yeah, it's going to be a a trout. No, wait, that could be a smallmouth. He's being hyper, but that's usually a brown trout spot. Okay, let's bring him back the other way. Woof. Man, just a regular brown trout. Well, I guess we know well, see that marker, the farthest one out there. That's the thing was a 7-pound brook trout. Might have been a brown, but there's brookies out here too. So let's see how deep it goes. Boink, 25 feet. Oh, saw that line move. Anyway, I was talking about I got my $15 fishing license, my $10 fishing rod and reel combo, Zebco slingshot in blue, closed face like an old Zebco 33. I still have an old Zebco 33, the original, not a remake, called the Classic, somewhere in a storage unit. I'm gonna find that one day. And there's a guy called Hondo, Hondo, on YouTube, and he does a lot of how-to videos. So totally disassembles the Zebco 33, oils everything or greases everything um, inside that can be greased. He might have actually replaced a gear, or maybe it has metal gears. Um, so that was unnecessary. I don't know. I've watched him do some maintenance to a handful of reels, and figure, man, I got to find my Zebco. Get out a TV tray or get out a piece of plastic and put it on my desk. Take that thing apart, lube it up good. But that requires some buying some non-toxic or whatever appropriate reel lube for the reel, which is probably pretty lightweight variety of grease, just like gun grease. It's kind of specialized in some way maybe. Um, anyway, I got my $15 fishing rod, my slingshot combo for $10. Then I spent $5 on this new spool of Stren fluorocarbon because the line that's on it when I cast, man, I could hardly cast far at all. But I was only using a 16th ounce, jig head with a yellow, kind of like a Mr. Twister, generic Mr. Twister on it. And then I bumped that up to an um, eighth ounce jig head with a yellow and a white Mr. Twister. I've tried those. I caught two little bluegills, teeny weeny, like 4 inches, 6 inches. Nah, 4 and 5. Um, so $5 on the Stren. So that's essentially 15 for the license, 5 for the Stren. That's 20. $10 for the combo, real combo. That's $30, and then probably blew another $10 on a miscellaneous assortment of white, yellow Mr. Twisters in a couple of different sizes. They're like $2 per package. Then a $2 package of bobbers, $2 package of leaders or snap swivel, I should say, and $2 or a couple of dollar packages of hooks. However, I think I bought fours and sixes, and I've been watching this guy called Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic. Um, he's a pretty cool hippie-ish kind of guy, and he's been getting his. Oh, I ended up going back and buying Gulp minnows as a result of Realistic Fishing guy, but he's using them on a number 8 hook, and he's getting 6 and 7 inch bluegills on a number 8 hook. So I'm thinking my hooks are too big. Um, I believe that 16th ounce jig head might be a number 8, or man, I'm thinking it's a 6 though. Maybe the 8th ounce is a 6. I'm not sure, but all told, I probably spent 40 bucks minimum, $50 maximum thus far. And I'm just putzing around. I mean, I caught the bluegill in an office park retention pond, or yeah, the rainwater flood ponds surrounded by industrial buildings next to a daycare center and a hotel and an office building. Bunch of geese, bunch of goose poop. There's all the rainwater that falls and from the street here, any overflow runs down, and there's this sewer inlet, and they do like to hang around where the water comes into the retention pond, because that's where I got, well, one of them. Then the other one I got, where did I get the other one? I got that other one at a park district lake. Um, there were a handful of people fishing there. Lots of pressure, heavily pressured. I mean, it's a pretty well trafficked park district lake. It's fair size. Um, they do stock them and they manage the fishery. You can't bring in outside boats. They don't want any potential harmful barnacles or shellfish or whatever weird things might be stuck to your kayak hull. So you got to rent a kayak or a rowboat from them. So I'm just going to shore fish, but I might try kayak fishing. That seems like it might be fun. There's also some areas I can't figure out how to walk there. Um, well, I haven't tried real hard to try to walk to these areas, but I think fishing from the boat would be the way to go, or the kayak. And it would be the first time I'd be kayak fishing, so I got that going for me. That's nice. Or I got that coming up in my future. And this is the kind of month, man. All right, so this is boring. Let's see. April showers bring May flowers, and it's already what, May 8th or 9th? Let's take a peek. May 9th. So let's go with the number 7 rod that has no tackle, and throw that yellow spoon back on. A 1.5. That's pretty heavy, but it's one I got with a 4-ounce hook, or a 4-aught hook. 1.5, 4-aught, 3-aught, 6-aught, 6-aught. Oh, actually, I was catching them on the perch colored spoon, which I have that with a 4-aught hook down here. So that might be fun to cast. And then at night, I was getting them on these 2 narrows, and also maybe these 2 narrows. No, wait. Yeah, these two narrows because I got a 3/0 on them. And then I have that rainbow looking colored one. There it is. Yeah, here you go. 1 ounce with a 4/0 hook. That was getting some good results. And since it is kind of a dark day, maybe I should. Well, maybe I should be using this. No, that's only a 1/0 hook. All right, well, let's cast a couple. I don't have an 18-pounder with this, but somebody who gave me that other marker, that's what they were using, I believe. No, they were using that rainbow one. My buddy Noah says he got a 20-pound walleye, and I think he did it with a yellow or red tiger eye. I think it was the yellow tiger eye. Okay, now he told me he was on the raft, and I'll point it out to you in a minute. This is going to be a crazy ass smallmouth. So I guess he was on this corner of the raft, right? Whoops. Okay. He was on that corner of the raft, and he was casting all the way out to that buoy. Both sides of the buoy, left, right, and center, around that buoy, and drawing towards that corner of the raft. And that's where he got his 20-pound walleye. So I don't think he set a marker. So he never sent me a marker, but I don't really care. All right, man, 6:55. I'm very tempted to go glowworm or purple worm, especially if the next thing I get is a trout or a smallmouth. Maybe this is too fast for this. That retrieve might have been too fast for this spoon. Because I'm not getting 3 dots on my retrieve, man. Something bumped it. I don't think there's a snag right down there. Well, it's had plenty of time to circle back. And now I'm probably out of his depth region. So right below me, it's a good 30 feet deep. I don't understand the orange stripe when it goes from 29 feet and then 38. Is the orange? I think the orange is the actual bottom. So anyway, let's go with Carolina rig. It is now 7:01, the bewitching hour. I'm gonna keep skirting a little closer and closer to the, the split rock. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it, split rock. Oh shit! I didn't switch. I thought I switched. Bam, fish on. I'm guessing this is gonna be a trout. I don't know why. It's not fighting like a trout though. It's staying down low like a walleye, but small walleye. It's not going nuts. Yeah, it looks like a walleye. Oh, a trophy. Nice. Oh man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead. I know that it's there. Since I just deleted a marker for out there, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Troy, cloudy, 7 p.m. But it's 9 tro, and I got information on. Okay, so I know it's from the boat. All right, I just wanted to use that as kind of a a marker for my next cast, because I cast further than those existing markers, and I cast further to the right. Because, like I said, I'm going to try to work that split rock a little more. I'm going to grab a beer. Hang on. Oh, I should have paused my clock. Should have paused the clock, damn it. Oh well. Oops. Alright, so yeah, a little further cast it looks like than those uni markers. A little further to the right. I tried casting at that buoy from here, and I didn't get anything really. But it's worth a shot. Oops. Lost my rhythm. Come on, stop and go. Can't get more than one dot, man. How about with 2 clicks on the speed? Nope. Nothing on the depth finder. It's pretty cool how sometimes you'll get them right here. Right at the bow. Poof. Fish on. Oh man, something was messing with me. Jig and a spoon. Alrighty. Let's see how close I can get. Ooh, I get pretty close to that buoy. But I won't be dragging in the direction. That's what Noah was casting at. But, he was reeling from there. The tip of that, or the corner of that raft. So I'll be reeling through, a different place where the fish are on the move, apparently. And I got one. Um, what is that? Fighting like a smallmouth, isn't it? No, maybe it's just a super lightweight walleye. Yeah, and a really heavy rod. Okay, so let's go for the opposite side of the buoy. Yeah, I'm not quite reaching the buoy, and I don't want to move my boat, so I'm not going to the raft either. So I'm going to work my spots as soon as I try this out. Oh no! Oh no! I'm seeing trouble connecting to the server for Fishing Planet. Oh no! I don't fish on. Oh crap! Lost it. I think it's trying to update my last fish, and it can't save it. So that means my stream probably died too. Ah. Or you got one of them stupid blue and purple guy screaming network error things. Man, this thing is still way out there. There we go. Now I got 3 dots. Yeah. Well, I had a bump here at 30 feet last time, but not expecting that here now. And let's get to the proper rig we want to use. And what was I going to look at or check? What was in my head to check before I went further? Damn it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, this time I'm tossing the rig out there by that split rock. Oh, I was gonna alt tab to the desktop. Yeah, it looks like this stream's live. Yeah, I think so. And the network connection update error inside the Fishing Planet window is gone. It usually occurs right up there next to the time of day and your weather in the left-hand corner. It's a picture of a computer and then a little globe. Ooh, ooh, baby. Nice bend to the rod. Putting a lot of stress on the line. Holy shit. Probably a salmon. An 11-pound salmon can do that to this rod. It's like only a 26-pound rod, I think. No, I don't know. That's a behavior of a walleye, baby. No, it is a salmon, isn't it? Shit, man, I don't hardly ever see him dive deep like that. 8-pounder, ain't bad. I think the best I've scored here is an 11-pounder. Well, let's keep working our way over. Then maybe we're gonna start aiming at the round rock in the center. I mean, I'm gonna hit my markers too. Caught a little bump. Could have been a log. Oh, there's another bump. Now, it seemed like you could reach that from shore, but I don't know, man. That'd be a long cast. You might be able to reach it from shore. If you went over there between the two rocks, but you'd be drawing your lure through the opposite side of the waters. All right, well, 50 feet. From the boat. All right, so let's toss the rig where I caught that trophy. Purple worm instead of the yellow spoon. Let that sink. Oh, shit. Definitely felt more like a fish than a snag. There. Getting too grabby at that right click mouse. Didn't want to let anything get away. So it's either still taunting me or there's just a whole bunch of snags in this area when I let it get too deep. Yeah, I don't think the yellow spoon went. I don't think I dragged it along the bottom or as deep as this, but maybe it was just there was somebody chasing me. And they were persistent. Maybe a little walleye. Okay, so let's go between that 9-pound trophy and my 18.5 walleye. Then I'm just going to start slicing the pie or turning the clock back from, like, right now, let's call that midnight at the bow of my ship. Okay, that's not quite the bow. That's about 1 o'clock. So I'm going to start working my way back to midnight, then 11, then 10, cutting through this area between the split rock and the round rock, getting over to those 20 pound, that 20 pound marker. Believe me, I have fished the hell out of that 20 pound marker, and oh crap. And I've caught fish there, but nothing ever very impressive. Okay, so this is about the place where they get after me. Cast out that far, reel in about halfway. But this looks like a trout. Yeah, or is that a smallmouth? That's a pretty good sized smallmouth. No, really. He looked big in the water, man. Boy, I tell you what. I'm gonna jump right over to here. Then I'll go back to slicing that pie. Pie. Good God, I would love to have a piece of pie. Strawberry rhubarb, blueberry, Dutch apple. Those are three of my favorite fruity pies. Strawberry pie ain't bad. Well, that strawberry rhubarb is really nice because that tart. Ooh, sour cherry pie is delicious. Banana cream pie. Never really cared for that chocolate pudding pie. Can't remember what those things are called. Something silk. Black silk, maybe. Chocolate silk. I don't know. We have a restaurant here in the Midwest called Baker's Square. They used to be everywhere. And then there's another joint called Poppin' Fresh. I think that's what it was called. Um, anyway, their specialty was pies. They had like Baskin Robbins, 33 flavors of pies. They might even had more than that. Oh my God, pecan pie! Holy crap! Who could forget that? And actually, they made a wicked carrot cake. I love carrot cake. Now, this is fantastic. This bodes well. A lot of times they hit right below the boat and they end up being fatties. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, well, like I said, I was going to start working my way from 1 p.m. to midnight, and then 11, and then 10, and then 9. Man, I'm probably not going to get all the way around to 9. But yeah. Oh, and let's not forget turkey pot pie, chicken pot pie. Those are two of my favorites. I guess even beef pot pie. Not your crappy little 35 cent or $1 banquet miniatures. Marie Callender makes pretty good frozen pie, but really just buying a frozen pie crust that's already in the tin and coming up with, you know, getting a rotisserie chicken and making some gravy. Putting in some, excuse me, adding the vegetables you like, which for me is peas, mushrooms, um, sometimes broccoli. Yeah, I like to cook. I hate to clean up, so I don't cook very often because guess what happens after you cook? You gotta clean up. Although I do have things in my fridge right now for some more pico and guacamole. I already got chicken fajitas with bell peppers and onions that I made for my last batch of guac, and then I ran out of guac and pico, so I froze the fajita meat, and now I got that pulled out of the freezer thawing. Gonna make me some fresh pico, guac, and chicken fajitas later. Had a freaking awesome green leaf lettuce salad yesterday with tons of real bacon. I chopped bacon, fried it up. Also layered a bunch of chicken on it. So chicken bacon ranch salad. Then I forgot I had croutons, damn it. But man, that was good. An entire dinner plate, just, a pretty large salad. Bam, fish on. Oh, shit. They do like to follow all the way up, or they exist right out here around the distance out of that buoy. And my first 50 feet of, or 80 feet of reeling in line is completely wasted. I did try short casting one day, though, and I just cast half the distance. And I really didn't score any fish. This is a damn salmon. Well, he's going to be a pretty good salmon, though. Come on, buddy. Get this fight over with so I can cast again. Yeah, these guys really like to go around the backside of the boat. Around the outside, around the outside. Come on. Ah, Dingleberry. Man, for one to fight like this is like that 11 pounder fought, man. So I'm guessing between 9 and 11 pounds. Yeah, I want to kind of keep my rod tip low so I can yank back when he jumps, because he's going to go for a low line tension release. Whoa, he just lost. Took the wind right out of him for a split second there. Came charging towards me. Oh, yep. There we go. 9.4. Wow, he was obnoxious. Well, not quite 100 pounds of fish thus far. I'm going to go ahead and throw the glow on here. Why not? Now, I do believe that, although it's really hard to figure out, how can there be a snag at mid-water? But where I'm casting at those markers, a lot of times I'll get bumps. Um, you know, it feels like a fish, but I'm afraid it's a snag. And I don't know if a fish will follow it. Like, damn, okay, so that struck at 115 feet out. So that's probably a walleye. But when I get up, within 50 feet or 60 feet, that's about how far out. Well, that's less than how far out the buoy is, but it's about half the distance I'm typically casting right now. It's gonna be a small walleye. All right, so let's just keep. Well, let's throw it at the hot spot, or my actual entry point, because it is the glow. It is the right time of day. It is partly cloudy. Boom, fish on. And it's running like a smallmouth trout or salmon. I'm going to say that's a smallmouth. Runs towards you, runs away. Runs towards you, runs away. Yep. I keep hammering that spot right now. So that's cast out 165 feet. Bam. Oh, had a bump at 130 feet. So I guess that'd be the thing to do, is keep calling out when I get that bump, and if it's always 130 feet, then it's a snag. Oh, fish on at 100 feet. Now there's 30 feet deep or so out there. Man, it looks like a salmon. Going crazy. Oh, maybe not. Going deep. Yeah, then going long. Shit, I don't know what that is. That could be a trout because I didn't see a flash of silver, and the trout do like to do that, run up and run back. Yeah, so do the smallies. But this would be a huge smallmouth. There are unique smallmouth here, so they're pretty fun. Oh yeah, it looks like a trout. Didn't see silver, so I don't think it's Atlantic salmon. My unique salmon or my unique smallmouth came out in the big water, out just outside the inlet. There's buoys out there, and the unique smaller near that buoy. What? It looks like it. What is this thing? He's freaking looks big. He's gonna be a 10-pounder, man. And I don't think the trout get that big. So it is a salmon. 11-pounder. Nice. All right, so I'm pushing up to having caught 100 fish or 100 pounds of fish today, and I'm gonna start slicing this pie now. Since I finally, you know, I pulled what a small eye out of there, salmon out of there. Because earlier I caught a trout over there, so I'm gonna work this big round rock. And I should just work left, right, and center of that rock with the purple and the yellow. I wish I could master lift and drop. I just can't make that technique work. All right, ah, shit. Really seemed like a fish on there at 100 feet. So, haven't talked to Fishing Planet folks in a while. Some other streams. I've mentioned that I updated my website. I embedded a bunch of my playlists over there, so you can just go to GameBrain.media. You'll find a big YouTube logo on the sidebar. Love for you to watch the videos at YouTube, but there's a link to different playlists. I have a list of specific games in the menu. Makes it real easy to navigate and find something that you'd like to watch. What else? Oh, I created a poll, POLL, a poll. Like, what do you want to see? I added a comment form, or there is a contact form where you can just basically I get an email. Um, However, sometimes it ends up in my spam because if you send me links or if it's really long or whatever, there's rules in those contact forms for auto detect the potential of it being spam. I generally try to check my spam and make sure there aren't any comments dumped into spam. But you can also register on the website and then begin commenting on a specific blog post. Um, but you have to register, and then I'm going to hold the comment for moderation because there are a lot of people from foreign countries who come and dump ridiculous, stupid things in there. And there's porn links and Viagra links and all that stuff. So you need to register, leave a comment. I get those notifications of moderation for comments is required. And I go there and I approve your comment, and then you're good to go from that point forward. 8.1 trophy is good, and that came at the left side of the big rock, round rock. So I'm going to go to the center this time, and then I'm going to whip out the purple. Back to the website. Let's see. I added the contact form. I added the ability for people to leave comments, and I've chosen to moderate those comments to avoid spammers. So if you comment, it's not going to show up right away. So you don't need to comment 6 times and keep submitting form, it's going to be held for moderation, then it'll be approved. And I think that gives you a warning and says, hey, well, we're going to review your comment, and once it's approved, you're free to go. You're free to repeat comment. Um, Comments are limited to 2 links, even though some people I read say never allow people to put links because that just invites robots and spammers. But we'll see how it goes, and I might have to disable that feature. Um, Something else I was going to say about that I've put on the website. All right, now we're going to purple. Let's just cast with the other rod. Oh, nope, that was not the other rod. That was the same rod. All right, and let's go to the right of the round rock. Oh, yeah, and I also put, I guess, on the menu it should say something like tools or resources. I forget. Um, but that's where you'll find links to those sites that I talk about. That I don't have any agreement with them. I'm just trying to help people find games. CD keys. Is there any deal? Can I run it? If you're interested in a game, there's a website. Yeah, you download an exe. I've run virus scan. I've used it for years, and I've never had an issue. It's called Can I Run It? And it checks your system against the particular game system requirements, and it gives you a feed out, gives you feedback, or it gives you a report that says you're short of RAM to run this game, or your video card is lacking. It will run the game, but with reduced features. You might have to run it medium quality or low. I mean, it's a really cool tool, frankly. Um, I also put links there for a website called User Bench or User Benchmark. Again, yeah, that is a exe that you download. I've used that also for years. And what it does, it will scan your system. It'll run some benchmarks, and then it will compare that against its internal database of people who have run the user benchmark and say, wow, you have this CPU and this video card and this much RAM. However, you're 100% equal to all other systems running this CPU on CPU processing power or processing cycles or whatever. It's like it gives you a really nicely detailed report. And then for me, it told me that I needed to enable a specific feature in the BIOS of my motherboard to properly have my RAM clocked. I moved from Intel to AMD, and this is something that was unfamiliar to me. And also, man, there's been a move to UFI BIOS, and I don't really care for that. My last motherboard did have UFI BIOS, but I would really just prefer the old blue Phoenix. No, who was that? Sun Systems? No, Phoenix? Ah, fuck, I can't remember. And of course, multiple motherboard manufacturers use different shit. I started out with Abits, and then I started buying Gigabytes. Right now, I have an ASRock and Gigabyte. I believe I've run one Asus. I had one MSI, and it quit on me, so that was disappointing. It did last 5 years, but suddenly it just gave up the ghost with no warning. Well, minor warnings. It was telling me that, it can't connect to the USB. And when I looked up the error, I was getting a boot error. And I looked that up, and it referred to, oh, well, try updating the BIOS. Or there were solutions or there were suggestions, and none of them worked, and the thing just ended up dying. Anyway, there is a link to user benchmark. Can I run it? Is there any deal? CD keys. And then the last one, or the most recent one that I think I've also added, is called PC Part Picker. So if you want to build your own PC, or if after running user benchmark and can I run it, checking your system requirements, and it says, oh, you don't have enough RAM, or oh, your video card is not going to work, then you go to this website called PC Part Picker, and you can pick parts, and it's an aggregator. It goes in and gives you the pricing for probably 5 different stores that are most common there, which is going to be Amazon and Newegg and maybe Micro Center, maybe BH Photo. I can't remember who they really serve, but they serve. I mean, they serve a multitude, but not every one of those stores is going to have a particular card that you're looking for. So you can go and register there. Also, you can create an entire system and get a ballpark price of this case, this power supply, this motherboard, this CPU, this RAM, this video card, this hard drive, and this heatsink, which should come with your CPU if you buy retail, or you buy the unboxed and you have to buy an aftermarket CPU cooler, etc. Anyway, really cool site. You can create those kinds of fake hypothetical builds, and then realize, oh crap, well, this is going to cost 2 grand. I wanted a $1,500 budget. How do I get there? Well, then you look and you maybe go to an older chipset for the motherboard, um, which might just give you. You might not get USB-C. You might get less USB 3.0 external ports on the back of the motherboard. You might get, you know, lower quality sound chip. But if you wear headphones, who cares? Or like you then pick and choose. So I usually go for the shoot for the sky and build a grandiose box. And I also registered on the website, and I can save my builds, and that means you can go back. Like if I built one last month as a grandiose pie in the sky wish list build, like, oh, I want to build this thing with this wicked ass processor. Oh shit, that's really really expensive. Well, a month later, a new CPU came out, and the CPU that I was currently, you know, jonesing for, dropped in price by 150 bucks or so. Same thing with the video cards. A new set comes out, the newest, latest, and greatest. Sometimes the older cards go on sale, right? Or just get a flat out price reduction until they're out of inventory, like 3070 unobtainium, 3080s unobtainium. But it's a fun site. It's fun to just build your dream PC, and then build a realistic budget PC, and then save. Oh man, that was a snag. Your tackle was unsnagged. Yeah, building a pie in the sky wish list dream PC is fun, and then building a realistic box next to it is also pretty fun. And then figuring out, you know, by using something like user benchmarks and can I run it, evaluating your current machine. I don't think you could put in a hypothetical to can I run it. I think you got to run there, but there's more there at can I run it, and it's really not canirunit.com. There, it's called system requirements, user report or something. It's some weird. It's a different URL, but ultimately I only remembered it to search with. I always remember can I run it, and it checks the system requirements of the game. You put in the game name in the search field, and it tells you what's required if you don't want to download and run the exe and get a report about that specific game on your PC. But to me, it's totally safe and worth it. Those are all fun sites to dick around with. All right, well, I really get tempted when I'm less than 50 feet from the boat to just yank it in, but I've also had fish strike right there at the bow, even though there's nothing on the fish finder. All right, well, now it is dark, so I'm going to switch back over to the glow, give this bad boy a shot. Run it right down here. Closing in fast on that 10 p.m. being the end of the the Uber Sheets uni time slots reported for cloudy. Um, so for an evening, I wonder if I am actually a partly cloudy evening. I think I am. If so, that time is 7 to 9 p.m. and then 10 to 11 p.m. If it's full cloudy, then it's 7 to 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. So essentially, partly cloudy or cloudy, you're going to fish from 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And you'd be covering everything possible there. Yeah, I guess I was not paying attention. I was reading. Bam, fish on. See, right there, 50 feet from the boat. And he's a deep diver, so it's going to be probably a walleye. Probably a trophy. Let's hope for a trophy. Oh, man. That was a bent rod, little deep fish, man. I was being optimistic. All right, let's shoot that new trophy location and see if there's any. Oh, unis hanging out over there. Let's kind of go just a little nearer my marker and then swing the rod tip over this way so we kind of drag through that same area. Now, there's something. I'm getting some resistance. Oh, look at that. Had a fish like it was in its mouth, and I was afraid to set the hook because I thought I was just bumping snags. But yeah, it looks like either a crazy trout, smallmouth, or shit, I don't know. Doesn't look like a salmon. Smalley. All right, well, 9:32. Gonna take a quick break for a restroom run, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Gonna lock my clock. When you go to the menu, it stops the in-game clock, so I should be safe with that for a little while. I'll be back in a minute.